Hello, I'm Delusion the Speller, and I'm trying to get the right lighting in here because it's kind of dark. It's nighttime, and I'm going to try to redo some videos. So maybe if I sit a little bit closer, you'll be able to see me. Get some glass glare off my glasses. And I'm going to redo my videos on cyclothymic mood disorder. So here we go. Okay, cyclothymia, or cyclothymic mood disorder as it's called, is a form, it's like a mild form of bipolar disorder. It's the best way I can describe it. It's not quite as extreme as bipolar disorder can be, but it's extreme in the sense of when it's occurring, those instances, those different cycles are extreme to the person going through it, if that makes sense. Bipolar is a much more abrupt and more often switch from manic to depressive. Cyclothymia is actually, well, for me anyways, I don't know about everybody, but cyclothymic mood disorder for me lasts about 15 days for the mellow cycle, I call it, because I really don't get depressed much, and 15 days for the manic cycle. Now, let's talk a little bit more in depth about what cyclothymic looks like. In cyclothymia, there's what's called a pleasure and a displeasure cycle. Cyclothymics go through periods in which they experience intense needs for pleasure. We pursue pleasure. It can be any different type of pleasure. I don't know. Whatever it is that makes you happy and excited. It could be going to a movie. It could be going to a party. It could be surfing. It could be golfing. Whatever trips your trigger. So we pursue that pleasure for that manic time of our existence in that month, or however long our manic mode lasts. But then we do kind of a form of almost a self-deprivation or self-punishment by not allowing ourselves to do anything pleasurable for the rest of that month or the rest of that time. Like I said, I go through these things about every 15 days. The first part of the month for me, everything's wonderful, peachy. I'm all creative and excited about life. Life is good. Nobody bothers me. Nothing can sway me from what I want to do. The second part of the month, I tend to keep myself away from people. I tend to get tired of people and like people annoying me that normally wouldn't. Not because I'm a mean person, but because that's what my cycle is like. I just kind of get to the point where I need space. And I know that now, so I try to do all my creative stuff in the part of the month where I'm what they call manic, or hypomanic actually, for cyclothymia. And then I don't try to exert myself too much in the times when I'm mellowed out, and I don't want to have a whole lot of people with me or whatever. Sometimes I'll feel sorry for myself when I'm in that mellow mode. I'll start thinking a lot. I kind of get into a pity party almost. And actually, I think some people in the Bible have gone through this where they're like really up and everything's great, and then they're crying out to God, "How long, O Lord? Why are you so downcast, O my soul?" That type of thing. David in the Bible went through this, I believe. I don't know if he was cyclothymic, but he definitely had the highs and the lows. When I get into the low periods of my cycle, I tend to want to talk to people. Not like real hyper like I do at the end of my cycle, but in the beginning, I just want to kind of be comforted and nurtured. You might do this kind of stuff and not even be cyclothymic or bipolar, but what you have to realize with cyclothymic mood disorder is for us, it's extremes of these things, extreme moods. In my extreme mania, nothing can bring me down, but in the mellow mode, there's not much that impresses me. I always talk about how that song, "That Don't Impress Me Much," that's pretty much me when I'm in that mellow part of my cycle. Nothing really pleases me, nothing impresses me, nothing trips my trigger. I'm just kind of there coasting through life, whatever. A lot of times in the mellow mode, nothing really bothers me either. It's not that it can't bring me down because I'm not up, but it doesn't faze me. It's just like I take it and it rolls off of me. It's not actually something I can control all the way, but I have learned to recognize it and give it to God so that He can help me stay on an even keel. At one point, I was on Cyclothmic. It's an anticonvulsant. And the reason why they put me on that was because they believed, the doctors, when I was a newborn and I was in oxygen, that I may have been having what's called petit mal seizures, that my brain was like zapping, misfiring neurotransmitter chemicals from one nerve or neuron to the other one. And I was having little mini seizures. So they felt by putting me on an anticonvulsant, they could correct the frontal lobes of my brain that apparently were having this happen. And I guess it worked, because they were pretty impressed when I went back and said, this is amazing. We never had anybody actually be able to get off medicine after they were on it for, bipolar or cyclothymia at all. We've never seen this. Well, I had been memorizing scriptures from the Bible and just really building myself up in my spirit on those things. And for whatever reason, it worked for me. So I got off of the medicine. I've been off the medicine for, since 2006. And it's now 2012. So 6 years I've been off medicine, all medicine. And I really don't have those real abrupt mood swings anymore. So whatever the medicine, God, whatever you want to attribute it to, it worked. So I'm happy to say I'm cool now. I don't have to worry about any extremes of those mood swings, though I do still notice the change in my moods. The next video I'm going to be talking about dwelling in the past and dreading the future. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Bye.